And God is saying to us, even if you have stepped out, can you still acknowledge that I'm still your Lord over your life? I still got you.
If you want to be free, then today's your opportunity to go up a level with me.
Come on, y'all.
My kings and queens.
PLOW, you gotta plow just to work for the revenue.
If you want to be free, then what? Seek the kingdom with me. It's inside of you. It's inside of me. Greetings, kings and queens. It's your boy, Joshua Miles, with what? Upper Level, bringing you level up. I'm so happy that you guys have tuned in again. Thank you so much for the love and the support that you continually giving us. And we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart. I'm just so excited that we've had some great special guests, and I'm hoping that the guests have been blessing you as well. And we just want to continue to go higher and higher and, level you up. I'm leveling myself up in this whole process. And hey, you know what? It's an honor and a privilege to be here. I want to do something real quick. I want to take y'all back to our episode that we had. It was the Foundation episode 1. Take a look at this clip real quick. You gotta have faith in order to be able to move to the next level. So you have to have faith in order to move to the next level. So that's why today, faith that overcomes doubt. Faith that overcomes doubt. It's a lot of things that we're facing in the world right now today that I believe that our faith is definitely being tested. There's so much doubt and there's so much fear. I want to talk about that real quick. I really feel like fear is really helping us to doubt what God is really trying for us to move on. It's amazing because all the things that we've been hearing. I know a week ago, we heard about the young man that got shot, just actually going up to ring the doorbell. It's those things that the enemy wants to use and try to plan against us to move in fear and in doubt and be like, man, I can't even do this, I can't even do that. But guess what? God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of love, peace, and of a sound mind. So I really want to dig into this today, y'all. I really believe that this is going to bless you. And I really want to break down the word faith in its entirety today, if that's okay with you. The first letter is F, right? You're going to love this. That word F, I want to break down as forgive. How many of us right now need to actually not also forgive ourselves, but to forgive somebody else right now that we need to just let go? Because let me tell you something. When we don't forgive, watch this. It says in Mark 11:25, watch this, and when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them. So that your Father in heaven may forgive you your sins. The hardest part sometimes is forgiving the ones that are the closest to us, because they mean so much to us, and it's like, you don't understand what they did to me though, because you love so much, but yet God is saying, I need you to let that go because that doesn't belong to you. Let it go. Forgive, because when you have the faith of God, it forgives, because when God forgives us, he allows everything to be done right there. Isn't that awesome? This is the most challenging step to do, especially when we know that people have done us a disservice. But let me tell y'all something. If God is willing and a just God to forgive us of our mistakes, of our misdirections, then surely you can forgive somebody else as well too. We can stay right here for a little while if you want to, because I really believe that somebody right now needs to forgive and let go of things that have held you and have caused so much pain and hurt that you can't even sleep at night. Today is your opportunity to allow all those things that have caused you so much pain and hurt to be gone. I'll be honest with you. I remember just really, really asking God, Lord, please help me to become everything that you have called me to be. And I'm just share a little story with you. I had got scammed a long time ago, and it was a good friend of mine. He had told me about this endeavor, and I was like, okay, cool. And he had actually showed me how to even get started in a business at one point, and I was like, okay, I trusted that what he was saying was going to be valid. So me being me, I gave a large amount of money that I shouldn't have. And in the end, I got scammed. If I tell y'all right now, I really wanted to go after this dude because I was like, come on, man. Not also are you messing with my livelihood, but this is my family's money too. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever given people money before and they don't pay you back, and it could just get real, real messy, right? So to make a long story short, a couple of years later, the Lord spoke to me and said, forgive that man. I was like, forgive him. Because the money that you had wasn't your money anyways. Come on, Lord, the money that you had, I gave it to you. I provided that for you. Okay, all right. And this is what's more crazier to me is the fact that I ended up still being cool with the guy, and he actually still helped me along the way with some other things that needed to be done. I'm saying that to say this. People make mistakes. But when we hold on to certain things and certain grudges that we don't need to hold on to, it now stops our blessing. I'm hoping I'm just talking to at least one person on this, because I believe God is saying, let it go, because I have so much more to give you and to give through you. Yes, because you've heard this before probably. If you haven't, you are blessed to be a blessing. Say it with me. I'm blessed to be a blessing. Forgive. We have to have faith in order to forgive. That's our first letter, F, right? The next word, I pray that you're going to really love this because I could actually stay here for a little while too, is the word acknowledge. The letter A of faith, A, is to acknowledge. Is that all right? Acknowledging. Proverbs 3:5-6. This is what it says. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge. Say acknowledge. Acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Let me say that one more time. In all thy ways, not the ways that you feel are good or that's going to benefit you in some type of way. No, in all your ways, even in the ones that you feel are going to cost you something, acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Watch this. I'm not talking about acknowledge. You know how we like to sometimes be like, hey man, what's up? How you nod people and acknowledge them like they're there. I'm not talking about that type of acknowledge, because that type of acknowledge is just not, it's just basically being like, okay, it's cool. I acknowledge that you're there. That's it. But that word acknowledge is not actually talking about that in the scripture. The Hebrew word for acknowledge is yada, right? And guess what it means? To know or recognize. To know or recognize. So watch this. In Proverbs 3:6, it is to know his ways inside and out, to recognize that he, say he, is the Lord over our lives. To know his ways inside and out, to recognize that he is Lord over our lives. Ain't that awesome? I want to ask you, is God really the Lord over your life today? I love what David says. He says in Psalms 51:3, for I acknowledge my transgressions and my sins is ever before me. Against you and you only have I sinned and done this evil in your sight. Man, you see, David was confessing God's authority in his life, and it was authority that had major consequences. I get that. You know, every time if we do something, there is a price to pay. But yet, when he had turned away from following God to guide him, he was still acknowledging to say, Lord, I recognize and I know who you are in my life, and I know I have stepped out and been in a misdirection that I shouldn't have been in. And God is saying to us, even if you have stepped out, can you still acknowledge that I'm still your Lord over your life? I still got you. I have called you for such a time right now. You know, sometimes we just want to acknowledge God when we're going through the good times, or even when we have things that just like we really feel like we don't need God. But even in the bad things, even when it's not bearable, we still need him, because it says in Romans 8:28 that all things work together for them that love God, that are the called according to his purpose. Not our purpose, his purpose. Say his purpose. Because I'm finding out that when we're in God's purpose, things will align out so much better than we could have even expected. Isn't that awesome? That we have a God that we serve that is way bigger than our thought process of what we can even imagine or think. The next letter is I. I. And guess what the next word from I is? Integrity. Oh man, integrity. We need it. The Hebrew word is tamar, which turns into the word blameless. It indicates moral wholeness or not having any moral blemish. This doesn't mean a person is perfectly free from all sin, but it does mean someone whose life gives no room for criticism like Job. I want to end right there, because next week we're going to get back on this, and we're going to finish all the letters that go in faith. I just wanted to stir a little bit of hunger for you to even go back over the verses that I have said to you. Be blessed. Remember, be the change. Why? Because you are the change for such a time as this. Be blessed. Until next time, level up. Upper level. Let's do it.
If you want your mind to be free, level up, y'all. But see the kingdom with me. Where's it at? It's inside of you. It's inside of me. That's right. So let go and let God be free.